Hello, everyone. This is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. I've just posted the link, so it might take a little bit of time for people to come on. First of all, thank you so much for all your well wishes regarding my youngest son. He is improving. It will take some time. He was very unwell and things are just, one step at a time going forward. Yeah, I'm between here and the hospital. And also people have said, look, don't worry about reading. Well, first of all, that's not what I do. I do like to, work in a controlled fashion. Always putting his needs first and my needs first and my family's needs first, but also to continue on with my work, I feel is very therapeutic. So I will work with this, I guess, and we'll go from here. And I'll just remain flexible, and I know you'll remain flexible. And thank you for all your good wishes and support. I don't underestimate it. Let's just put it like that. Okay, so hello, Carol. Yeah, look, honestly, that it's my pleasure. It is my pleasure to connect with you all. Really is. So today I want to look at Jared and Ivanka. We'll have a look. They've been very quiet lately. Kushner has now been put in charge of the Wall project. He was put in charge of the Middle East, and of course, look how that went. Netanyahu is indicted now on corruption charges. The Palestinians absolutely loathe the Trump administration, and it's a disaster. The Middle East is a very dangerous tinderbox at the moment since Trump took power. So we have to wonder why Jared has been put in charge of the Wall. What does that have to do with? So Kushner and Ivanka, very, very quiet. Every time she ventures out, particularly on Twitter, she gets slammed for her nonsensical and often inaccurate comments. What are they up to? What have they been doing in the White House? Where's their thinking? And let's look at them in 5 years. That, I think, should be a bit of levity and a bit of fun. We'll look at, I really want to ask, does Trump know he's going to lose in 2020? Because I looked at some statistics on Twitter today. I posted them on my Facebook page. And I just want to, you will have seen the poll where 53% of Republicans actually think that Trump is a better president than Abraham Lincoln, and I'm sorry, but I just think that is absolutely nonsensical. I just want to quickly go to those figures, and then I'll quickly turn my phone off, because if it rings, it'll cut off this live stream, and I'll have to restart it. Okay, so this came from Seth Abramson on Twitter. He's an American lawyer. He's also a Democratic, strong man or strong person. He's a resistor, part of the resistance, a very clever person. I think he runs some kind of Democratic Party think tank. Anyway, he's done some number crunching, and it's really important for you to hear this. The number of Americans right now across your country, 327, it looks like 327,200,000. The number of Americans who are eligible to vote, 250 million. The number of Americans who voted in 2016, and here's the stinger, 142,300,000. So eligible to vote, 250 million. The number who voted, 142,300,000. Yeah. What's that? Just over a half. The number of Americans who voted for Trump in 2016, remembering there are 250 million voters eligible to vote. The number who voted for Trump, 65,600,000. The percentage of Americans who voted for Trump in 2016, was 20%. 20% of your country folk voted for Trump. Now that's not a ringing endorsement, is it? And so if we've got voters in your country mobilised to vote in 2020, 250 million, only 142 million turned out in 2016. What do you think is going to happen to Trump? So putting that into perspective, that 53% of Republicans who think Trump's the chosen one or better than Abraham Lincoln, that's about, I think it's something like 25% of, well, it's his base, isn't it? It's his base. And it's not a huge base. All right, so does he know he's going to lose? I want to ask that question. I'm pretty sure he does. So is there a quickening of his of an acceleration of the agenda that he's trying to implement for his backers, Russia and his other backers? I also then want to go to China because we've had a Chinese spy in Australia who turned up dead. And there's now real worries that China is infiltrating Australia to spy. We know the Cindy Yang was connected with the Chinese Communist Party. Are the Chinese spying, basically? Because I think while ever we're focused on Russia, we're kind of missing the obvious. And then I want to quickly go to the UK election. So let's get started on, if you're not in the chat room, and it doesn't look like many are, although I think I've got 4 watching. So hello to the viewers. This will be available on playback. So show me. Let me think. Show me Jared Kushner and Jared and Ivanka Kushner spirit now. Show me Jared and Ivanka Kushner now. Show me Jared and Ivanka Kushner now. Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner. Let me just turn off my phone in case it does ring. Show me Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. Show me Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. I'm getting travel. Okay, so I'm getting the image of a plane. I have no idea if they're going with Trump over to the UK or not, but we've got the 6 of coins as a signifier card. Why am I not surprised about that? Giving and receiving help, but at another level, loans and debts. Okay, so balancing the scales in some way. Let me bring the laptop down. What is the challenge is their father. This is the King of Pentacles, the businessman. So it's also their challenge as well. So what that is telling me is that they're being stopped from, I guess, from the added scrutiny, and they may pay a price for being associated with Trump in the future. It's their challenge, and doing business in the White House is their challenge. So we know that Ivanka Trump made $82 million last year while she was in the White House. I wonder what that figure is now. I don't know what they thought. They maybe thought that this was going to be hugely successful for them. But now with this added scrutiny, I feel that there will be a long-term price to pay. Right now, they're making decisions, and this is the crossroads card. So it wouldn't surprise me as we go forward that Ivanka and Jared may be considering their options in the future. Do they stay? Do they go? This could also tie in with Trump and his exit as well. There is a crossroads for them. It doesn't appear like it's financially working out for them in the way that they thought it would currently. I asked show them now. Let's see what's in the background. Things of the past, things have come forward very quickly for them. They haven't been able to control those 2 horses there. In this deck, it's quite clear that the chariot begins its ride and you hang on for dear life. This is in the past. Maybe they thought that this was going to be hugely successful for them, but it hasn't necessarily turned out that way. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Something is changing for them in the, or could. This is the potential future. Something could be changing for the better. I want to know, I mean, I would like to know what they're doing right at this very moment. Something could be changing for the better for them. But this is also the Wheel of Fortune. It could just as easily turn in another way for them. And I'm going to pull a clarifier on that because, as you know, I don't read reversals, but I do clarify cards because these of the monetary challenges here, the doorway, having to make a choice. I want to see if that Wheel of Fortune is reversed or upright. We've got the past card, something in the immediate future, going back into the past in some way. We've got balance right at the moment, a rebalancing occurring with this Temperance card. This is really suggesting to me that they're not getting it all their own way, that something is swinging back and that they're going to be accountable perhaps for what they've done in the past. They're in manifestation mode though. Because there's this rebalancing occurring, they're actually bringing forward some kind of plan. They're manifesting for the future. What is that? We will pull a clarifier on that as well. Hopes and fears, greed and avarice. This is in the fear position. This is the Great Awakener, Saturn. We're coming into Saturn is it Saturn? Or is it Uranus in Capricorn, where this devil is this Great Awakener energy. It is a Capricornian energy, so January is going to be really significant for these two. It's a fear. I feel it's in the fear position. And we've got the Ten of Swords being, this is total and utter downfall. Endings. Loss. Okay. Do we think the Wheel of Fortune is upright? I don't think so. Let's have a look at what's on the bottom. Look at all these money cards, reviewing what's not working for them. Again, some kind of news. This is a new start, but it's only a page. It looks like they're going. That's what I feel. It looks like their money-making, big money-making days are. They're reviewing their finances. They're reviewing the way they make their money. The King of Pentacles is their challenge. They're turning up here as a page, and we've got the Truth coming forward. Oh my God, and double another Ace of Swords here. Wow. Okay, some truth is going to come out around the way that they're making their money in the future. I'm just going to draw a clarifier on this Wheel of Pentacles. So what are they doing at the moment? Well, they're reviewing their options, because look at these outcome cards. Ten of Swords, death. Three of Swords, heartbreak and loss. What's coming toward them at the moment? They're reviewing their options. There is some kind of money news. They're expecting it. Is this the tax returns? We can draw a clarifier on that, because we've got the harsh truth with this Knight, and we've got the Ace of Swords, a big truth coming out. Right now, they're trying to manifest a new start for themselves. That's what I'm feeling, because something is ending for them. Tell me about the Wheel of Fortune. Tell me about the Wheel of Fortune for Jared and Ivanka. Something's flowing out. Okay, so the insecurity about their money, that is a Wheel of Fortune reversed, and that would tie in with these cards here. So their ride is coming to an end. It was about the money. This is in the past. Did they ever have control with someone like Trump? Probably not. What were they there for? The Six of Pentacles, money, and the challenge was Trump the businessman, but also their reasons for being there as well. They're facing a decision at the moment. The wheel isn't turning in their favour. This is insecurity. This is potentially money loss as well. You know, we could ask what's going to happen to the Trump organisation, because is it the RICO? You know, will Trump, the Trump organisation, be stripped of assets in the future? That's a good question to ask. But really, the salient things here for Ivanka and Jared our favourite people, is this. This was the outcome card, the Ten of Swords. This was the clarifier, death, endings, and the Three of Swords. Really, in the tarot pack, three of the probably worst cards you can get that tell me that there is an ending coming up. I'd like to say that they fear this. They fear this devil card coming forward. That's, when things have to change. We know the meaning of the devil card is greed and avarice, but it's something more. It is their wake up call. That devil card is their wake up call, and there's a huge big whack going to come with this sword for both of them. They feel it, they know it. Look what they're trying to do at the moment. They can feel that, they know that rebalancing is coming, and they're actually trying to actualize plans into reality. What is the foundation of this reading is the Two of Wands, which tells me that they have plans in the future. They're not entirely without options. They're actually working on a plan at the moment. So let's clarify the Two of Swords and see what that might be. They're going to have less money in the future. Their monetary goals are being reviewed. So let's have a look at what this Two of Wands is all about. Two of Wands, the twos are about collaborations, networks, and it's also the Crossroads card, having to make a decision or a plan. Wow, the Chariot just jumped back out. Okay, so let's draw another card. They're planning quickly. Their plans have accelerated. Tell me about the Two of Wands. Spirit, tell me about the Two of Wands. Tell me about the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands. Planning for the future, the Crossroads card for Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. All right, let's have a look. Queen of Wands. They could be trying to get back in touch with old networks. They feel perhaps that they've strayed too far. I mean, the Trump name in America is mud. When you look at those figures that were there in 2016, they weren't even good. 20% of Americans voting Trump in. Had it not been for that electoral college and that handful, 80,000 odd votes, he wouldn't be there. This was with an unmotivated electorate that stayed away. They're trying to reconnect with networks. There's a sense of almost begging here. This is the Page of Pentacles. Trying to get allies, I feel, perhaps around people that they've let drift, that maybe they would have had in their camp back in their New York days. But this is also the Knight of Pentacles, money, news. They could be trying to consolidate in a way, consolidate some sort of finance. I just want to ask if they're thinking of ever moving, fleeing the country. There's been all the conspiracy theories there. I think it would be very difficult for a president of the United States, who was in Russia's employ to go to Russia. I don't think that's the case. Although things are fairly bizarre. Are Jared and Ivanka thinking of moving overseas? What's jumped out there? They're certainly drawing on help with this Six of Pentacles. They're reconnecting with those that can help them, and there is a change in the wind, but that's also the big truth that's coming to them. Are they thinking of relocating overseas? I'm feeling a pull on that. It's Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump thinking of relocating overseas in the future. Kushner, Ivanka relocating. Are they thinking of relocating overseas? Okay, so the Tower's coming for them. They may not even get there. Yeah, they're going to have to defend themselves. Ooh, ouch. abuse of power. They're not going anywhere. And the Queen of Pentacles, how they got their monetary reserves, how they drew their money to them. There's an abuse of power here, and they're going to have to account for that. That's that pass card. And yeah, there's obstacles and challenges for them. Oh, they're going to be the subject of investigation, if not now, certainly with the change of government. Look, no wonder they're trying to call on allies. Look at these cards. The Tower moment, it's here. It's happening for them right now. Clarified by having to defend themselves. Clarified by an abuse of power, defending what they did in the past in the White House to do with money. So, look, that's where they're at the moment. You might see happy snaps of them. Fine, you know, that's not the case according to my intuition. And that Wheel of Fortune is turning back the other way, and it's going to cost them. And they're very insecure about that cost. It's going to cost them money in some way. They're just going to have to account. Let's look at Kushner currently in terms of whether or not he's in, because I've always felt Ivanka will get off in some way, but Kushner will take the fall. This is huge, going to be huge. We'll pull a reading, even not in 5 years. We'll pull a reading in 2 years for them. Is Kushner? I'm just going to ask: is Kushner going to jail? Is Kushner? Ooh, I did hear a yes. Is Kushner going to jail? Like his father, is Kushner going to jail? He'll join be in the cell with Rudy Giuliani, I'm sure. Is Kushner going to jail? And Michael Cohen will be a stone's throw away as well. Is Kushner going to jail? Is Jared Kushner, based on my intuition and tarot reading, this is for entertainment purposes only, is Kushner going to jail? Is Kushner going to jail? Is Kushner going to jail? All right, let's have a look here. There's certainly he's battle weary. It's a possibility. He's putting up barriers. Loss, walking away from things that are no longer serving him. The Hermit, isolation, introspection. Things obviously are downturning. The High Priestess, secrets, keeping secrets. The Ten of Wands, it's hard. These are bad cards for Kushner. And the Queen of Swords, some kind of investigation. This is around Congress, I feel. At the base of the pack, we've got the Six of Wands. How much are you winning? Not so much. High anxiety. Who he's involved with will be who he needs to account for. We've got whistleblowers coming forward as well. I have a feeling that once Trump is so is he going to jail? He's certainly going to face investigation. He's going to he's just going to be ruined, is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing ruined, isolated, and having to face investigators is what I'm seeing at the moment. And really, he holds a lot of secrets, as we know. And I have a feeling that once Trump is gone, or on the losing end, which he is already, but once the truth emerges, can you imagine how many are going to be wanting to investigate Jared Kushner? Yeah, this is their Tower moment. Show me Jared Kushner. No, okay, let's ask. Hello, Sylvie. Sorry, I started this half an hour early because I actually do need to go up to visit my son at 11. So I brought it forward. That could be what people were confused about. But I did put 10 a.m. in the actual header. But that's okay. I'm glad you're here. We've got a way to go, so you'll catch the live stream. Let's have a look at Ivanka. Show me Ivanka Trump in 2 years. Show me Ivanka Trump in 2 years. Ivanka Trump in 2 years. I don't feel she'll be in America. I'm just seeing a sunset, some kind of overseas destination for her. I'm also getting the image of a steam train. Now, why I would see a steam train, it's a mode of travel that we don't use anymore. Slowly. Could be she's taking things slowly. All right, show me Ivanka Trump in 2 years. Ivanka Trump, 2 years. She'll be defending herself with this 7 of Wands. Let's bring the laptop down. She will be vigorously defending herself. She will be challenged by a new start. She won't be able to move on because that Fool is the new start. And it could also be alluding to her foolishness in the past as well. Foundation of the reading, she abused her power. What she did in the White House is going to be emerging. And this is also being bullied and shunned and avoided. As I said, the Trump name is going to be mud. In the past, we've got the King of Cups coming forward. Now, that energy, as you know through my readings, this King of Cups is replacing the King of Pentacles. So we're moving from a more benign, a corrupt businessman type of environment, leading your country through to this King of Cups, this more benign, nurturing, supportive energy. Wow. Okay. Things have ended for her. She's going to find it hard for her to recover. Now, in this deck, I think that's normally death can be associated with white lilies, but in this case, I think this is a white rose. It's almost like the color has gone out of her life. She's almost like a shadow of her former self. However, we've got the 9 of Cups. I'm going to clarify that it's wish fulfillment, but I'm not. I think it's probably nightmares for her. At the moment, we've got the Queen of Wands. This is a different type of energy coming forward to Ivanka Trump. We are moving on to a better kind of climate. And this will force her to move on as well. I mean, she's a human being, and as much and all as we don't particularly warm to the Trumps, that might be a mild way to put it. She's also, she's a human being. She's going to suffer, basically. However, it's all part of life. It's all part of the ups and downs that we all experience. And it's going to be a lesson to her, I feel. And it's a very sharp lesson. Look at the sword sticking out of the water there. Hopes and fears. She has to make a decision, or she will be making a decision at that time. And it's also a compromise. This is a veiled Ivanka Trump as well. You're not going to see much of her. She's going to be relatively isolated. The 2 of Wands, it will be the culmination of the plans that she and Jared are making at the moment. Justice, she will be facing justice. And the Page of Cups, she could actually even turn a whistleblower. Now, that's interesting. That's interesting, folks, because this came up in the general reading for Ivanka and Jared. They had a plan that would mature in time. It was a crossroads. They were thinking for the longer term. This comes up as a plan in the longer term. This has come out in their outcome. So whatever they're planning now, I asked 2 years, fast forward 2 years. Look at this. She's turning. She's going to turn. Now, some of my early readings have suggested that she actually would turn over evidence on her father. This is exactly what I see. Ivanka Trump's going to become a whistleblower. A whistleblower in the future. Okay. I'm not saying that she's not going to face justice, because there's justice there and there's endings for her. She has to defend herself. There are no new starts. Look at this. This is the energy that she's going to face. Now, there was that Ace of Swords that came through before. There's a huge awakening coming for Ivanka and Jared. base of the pack, the Knight of Wands. This is the impeachment of her father. We've got the Hanged Man right now. This is what's happening for her right now. Not able to move forward. Things coming forward very, very quickly. They're coming straight at those two. And we've got Judgment, endings, and necessary endings, and we've got retreat. So it might have sounded like a grand plan at the beginning for Trump to take the presidency. They might have been rubbing their hands together, but I can tell you they're not going to be rubbing their hands together soon. And Ivanka Trump's going to be very veiled, isolated, perhaps not even living in America in the future. Now, let me just go to the chat room because everybody's just turned up at 10:30. God bless you. I just had to read half an hour earlier because I've got to go at 11 to visit my son. So let's just take a roll call here. I've said, obviously, Carol knew I was coming at 10. Then we've got Sylvie, which I've said hello to. Jana, hello, Jana, how are you? What else have we got? Okay, so you're all talking amongst yourself. And then I've got some others that are watching that may not necessarily be commentating. Okay, so that's Jared and Ivanka. Let's have a look. Let's go to 2020. Now, as you know, I've thought that things will come to a head sooner than that. While tarot is hard to predict time frame, I felt that once we get to impeachment, and we get more and more of that truth coming out. Okay, before I start, so they are beautiful cards. And Sylvie, yes, my son is doing better. It's going to be a long, slow road back, but he is doing better. Day by day, we're just taking it day by day. But he is stronger, a lot stronger than what he was, at least even a week ago. So let's move to 20, and thank you everyone for your lovely words. Okay, so let's look at Trump in 2020. Does he know he's not going to win? If you haven't seen the statistics that I quoted at the beginning of this reading, you'll see them on the playback. Only 20% of Americans voted for Donald Trump. Now, what do you reckon? Do you reckon that figure's higher now or lower? Okay, so we know it's lower. All right, so let's have a look at Trump. Does he know? Does he actually know he's going to lose in 2020? Is he that desperate now that he's clinging on to this illusion that he might win? What's going on? Does Trump know he's going to lose in 2020? Does Trump know he's going to lose in 2020? This is all about, you know what I think is happening? I just heard almost like him say, do you think I'm that, that stupid type of thing? This is all about brinkmanship. It's all about deals and negotiations. All of his actions are aimed that way. Leverage. And deal making. Does Trump know that he will lose? Does Trump know that he may not win in 2020? Does Trump know now that he may not win in 2020? Does Trump know that he may not win in 2020? Does Trump know he may not win in 2020? I think he does. And as I said, this is all about leveraging now. Okay, so we've got the Four of Wands. This is my card for the Democrats. This is a win, a reunion, a coming back to community. Do you think that Trump promotes that community, civic community, kind of King of Cups energy? No. This is the Democrats as the signifier card. We've got the impeachment here. So any win for Trump is being challenged by the truth emerging and the multiple investigations that are going on. We've got the Empress card. This is Mother Russia. What has Trump manifested in his life? What abundance has Trump manifested in his life? Well, this is doing deals and potential. We already see him doing deals with the kind of actors most of us would stay away from. But the foundation of this reading is Russia and his connections with Russia. That's going to come out before 2020, I feel. We've got the Knight of Wands. Something changed about, well, something changed in the midterms, but more prominently, I felt the energy change around probably March, April of this year. And I felt that there was an active movement then to get rid of this president. The potential future, it's an uphill battle. What does this this is an ending, a completion card. It's just too heavy a load to carry. This person's going to drop those sticks. They can't keep going, basically. They cannot keep going. There is illumination coming. Wow. There is illumination. This is, I feel this is January, December, even late December, January, with those astrological patterns changing and coming into flow. I feel that there is a big illumination coming in the near future. Right now, he's concerned with winning. And what is Trump always concerned with? Winning. Okay, so is he laboring under an illusion that he's going to win in 2020 still? Let's have a look. The 10 of Cups. This is the American voters. Who's winning? But this is also family for Trump. What's he trying to win? He's trying to win something for his family. Okay, we've got fearing investigation and isolation. It's certainly a fear, but we've got the past card here coming into play as an outcome. We've got the 3 of Coins trying to fix something, rebuild the foundations, and we've got the Queen of Cups energy coming forward. The Queen of Cups, sure, is nurturing and supportive, but by gee, I wouldn't want to cross her. So his past foundation of the reading is Russia. His past is coming back to haunt him. What's happening in real time? Money loss, the 5 of Pentacles, victimhood, being left out in the cold, secrets emerging, illumination with that moon happening as well. Loans and debts, giving and receiving help, and we've got disappointment and the Tower card. Now he has one cup left, okay, so he's not entirely without resources. So I'm going to take these 2 cards here, the Victory card and the 10 of Cups, and I'm going to clarify them. What is this victory he wants? Is he still striving to, so going back to the past, okay, it's amazing how the outcome cards just suddenly come up and hit you. Going back to the past is the outcome card. He wants to go back pre-presidency. Okay, that's where I'm feeling. He doesn't want to be the president anymore. Okay, rebuilding his own foundations, I feel, which means this is all about brinkmanship and leverage and deal making. All right, what's this 6 of Wands here? Is this a victory in 2020? Does he still believe it in his delusional mind? What's happening here? Is he still trying to win in 2020? Perhaps he's trying to do both, make a deal and win, and he'll choose which path he's going to for when the odds are really and truly becoming evident that he's not going to win. Tell me about this 6 of Wands. Clarify this 6 of Wands, please. The whistleblower. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Wands. No, he's still trying to win with this impeachment, but we've seen it's a no-win. It's a no-win situation. He's not going to win this. All right, so then we go to the 10 of Cups. What's this family card? Tell me about the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Oh, okay. Shoring up the financial resources for his family. We've got 10 of Cups again. So it is all about and trying to prevent loss. Okay, so yeah, the Hangman. What he's trying to do is secure the future for the Trump organization, the Trump family, preserving monetary resources as well. But again, this is the 10 of Cups is also my card for the American voter, and particularly in this deck. So there is loss for him. I think he's hedging his bets. That's what I feel. I think he's hedging his bets. He still thinks there might be a win with this whistleblower card, but look what's happening here. The whistleblower's trying to stop the impeachment, trying to win that way. But look at this 10 of Wands coming up again. So, yeah, the outcome card was going back to the past for Donald Trump. What's in the past? I mean, obviously Russia's in the past. All right, so let's now move to, because we're running out of time. Let's move to, is he, just quickly, I'll just change decks. Is he trying to, and then I just want to quickly move to China. Well, actually, I'll leave China. We might just go to the UK election because he's in the UK at the moment. Given that scenario, it's obviously like he's pushing that boulder up the hill. Is he trying to accelerate the agenda for his backers? Is Trump trying to accelerate an agenda for his backers? Is Trump trying to accelerate the agenda for Russia and company? Russia, Saudi Arabia, anyone who gave him money in the past, is Trump trying to accelerate, speed up the wins for them because he knows that, you know, at the very least, he probably won't win in 2020. Is Trump trying to, strengthen endurance, okay? Strengthen endurance. Is Trump trying to accelerate, quicken up, speed up the agenda, Russia's agenda while he's still president? Is Trump trying to speed up Russia's gains while he's still president? Okay. Well, viewers, what do you think? This is my card for the Mother Russia. This is also abundance, reaping the harvest, depending on what deal could have been done with Trump and Russia way back then. This is my card for Russia. Challenged by the Queen of Cups, this revelation's coming forward. I'll bring the laptop down. Retreat, okay, is the foundation of the reading. Well, mortally wounded. Mortally wounded. Could even be ill health as well. In the past, we've got the sun shining on this whole agenda. We've got a plan. Okay, so yes, a plan that matures in time. I feel that whatever he's putting in place now is designed to be mature in time. Let's have a look at the immediate future. Money. Okay, so what is this about? Money. I don't think he can lift those sanctions, but it could be to give Russia a foothold across the world in some way. Now, I'm going to Turkey here and also the Middle East. That pulling out of Syria was a huge win for Russia, a huge, huge win, because they have a seaport. They lease a seaport in Syria. They now have territory in Syria. Wow. Okay, so right now we've got the tower coming into this reading. Trump is facing his tower. He's isolated. Wouldn't be in a happy place, Trump. He fears there is a decision for him to make, and this is in the fear position, a compromise. Okay, so he's fearing a compromise. I think I would be too. Look at this. Restriction is the outcome. He can't do what he wants to do. He's left out. He's not in the doesn't have the power anymore to do that, because we've got the Knight of Wands. We've got this impeachment inquiry and so much. Bill Barr's not able to save him now. It's happening in real time. We've got the Star of Hope. We've got new starts, emotional starts. We've got our wonderful King of Cups coming through now to replace. This King of Cups is quite stately as well, and I'm wondering if this is SCOTUS. That's what I'm wondering, because we've got a judgment here on how he made his money, his tax returns. Let's have a look at this King of Cups. It reminds me of a judge, a High Court judge as well, who's going to rule in a way that benefits everybody. He's going to be disappointed as well with his tax returns, I feel. Let's have a look. Is this King of Cups SCOTUS? Is this King of Cups what your Supreme Court ruling against Donald Trump? A judgment coming down that's going to disappoint him? Is that the pivotal moment? Is tax returns, King of Cups? Is this the Supreme Court? Got the Magician here, actualizing something into reality. Tell me about the King of Cups. Tell me about this Magician energy. Well, he tried to stack the courts, didn't he? Tell me, is this King of Cups the Supreme Court ruling that he has to hand over his tax returns? It is a loss, yeah. It's a loss for him. Okay, so into this reading, like the cavalry. Well, no, it's not like the cavalry. It's a very dignified energy. Into this reading comes the ultimate high authority, ruling in the benefit of everyone. I think this is his loss of the tax returns. Okay, that came into this reading. All right, so one last question. Bill Barr will be facing his own impeachment. I think so too. That's for another day. We'll have a good look at all of Trump's enablers and see where they're going. Barr, we'll go look at Barr too. We'll save that for a live stream. We'll look at Barr now and Barr in 2 years, and any others. Let's see where Nunes is. There's going to be winners and losers, and these people aren't on the winning side. One last question. January is going to be a huge month, and I want to see what's happening in the UK in January, because in December they're facing a general election in December. The Labor vote is starting to rise and firm up in this last 2 weeks. I calculated that right now, if this trajectory of Labor keeps going with the Liberal Democrats, providing they would be willing to form a coalition with Labor, and there would be those deals done, and with the Scottish Independent Party as well, I think they might have enough there to form some kind of coalition government. That would be interesting. That was my prediction, but let's have a look at now. Will the Tories win the election? Will the Tories? Boris Johnson and his Tories, very antsy. They told Trump, don't endorse us. Boris Johnson doesn't want to meet with Trump one-on-one, facing huge protests when Trump arrives there for NATO meetings. Wow, I just got a huge flash of light there. Will Boris Johnson win in the wow. Okay, will Boris Johnson win the UK election? Boris Johnson, will he win in the UK election? All right, let's have a look. Well, he's going to have to defend himself, okay? The Seven of Wands energy, I would suggest that's an uphill battle for him, because he's going to have to defend himself. He's challenged by the time as well, and about something that would mature in time. It's a challenge, though, for him. It's a plan that matures in time. He's going to have to defend something, a plan that matured in time. We've got the Eight of Pentacles, a lot of work. He's going to have to work hard to win. We have this similar Queen of Cups energy moving forward. I would suggest that people in the UK are a little bit worried about what really lies beneath that murky pond. Potential future independence, but this is also how someone makes their money. It's also freedom. What is it freedom from? Freedom from that big moneyed interests in politics, I hope. We've got the Ace of Swords coming forward. This is new starts, given that the Tories have been in for a while. You know, is that for or against Johnson? But to me, this signifies the truth, something around the truth about money and politics. We've got a spy in the camp and a Page of Swords coming through. Underneath that ace, there is some truth coming forward. They were withholding that Russia report. I think that's making people uncomfortable, because it's making them focus on what's gone on in the past. What don't they know? Fears, commerce and expansion, trade, a lot of fears around the economy. And here we have how somebody made their money, and they're going to be fearing around the economy. This is there could be they might want a cooler head in charge, particularly around Brexit, because we've got this Five of Cups, this loss of money, and we've got this new starts here with this Ace of Pentacles. The two aces there, the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, but that's clarifying the Five of Cups, which is a loss. Real time now, we've got the Devil. That might be how he's being perceived. Voters are feeling that they've been deluded, and they have to make a choice. And we've got new starts and we've got judgment, of course. But if I pull one more, we've got the Businessman. I think the same kind of energies that are infiltrating now as the truth emerges in the US, you'll find them there below the surface. The polls are tracking toward the ALP, I think, for two reasons. Voters in the UK might be worried about what's being hidden from them, particularly in relation to Russian interference in their democracy. Boris is also being penalised for not making Brexit work as well. You know, as funny as that might sound, it looks like there could be that coalition government formed after this election. But I was wrong about Johnson taking the leadership before. I did get that wrong. He was a little bit, I underestimated him. So I think that, you know, it's anybody's game. But I'm just going to have a look quickly, just because often I can get a better hit if I just quickly ask another follow-on question. It clarifies my intuition. Will there be a coalition government, an ALP, Liberal Democratic, Scottish National Party coalition government after December in the UK? Will there be a coalition government? Labor, Liberal Democrats, Scottish Nationals. Will there be a coalition government after the December elections? Labor, Liberal, Scottish Independence coalition. Will there be this coalition elected to govern the UK? I think that's what's going to be. Yep. This is the Ace of Swords. It's a yes card. It's a big yes. Celebrations. And really, I think the voters this is going to go the right way for the voters. They are over this as well. Now, the Labor Party in the UK has promised that they will hold another referendum around Brexit. So the fog is going to clear. I feel that when you've got, UK is a united kingdom, and when you've got a coalition representing a multitude of interests and not just moneyed interests, which is on the bottom of the pack, illumination of the way that the top 5% are governing for the masses, people are going to want more of a say in politics. They don't want this top 5 advocating, making decisions for them. I think that's a lesson for the Democrats as well, that, you know, can they work with other parties? Because I feel that the governments that are going to be successful in the future are those that consider the majority, what the majority wants, and not just what the elite want. You've got less of a coalition system in America. But in the UK, I think in a way, the UK will be setting an example. Okay, I'm going to leave it there now because we've been going nearly an hour and I've got to go and I'm getting tired. So thank you all for turning up. It's been an interesting session. I'm sorry I didn't look up enough, but we had that kind of delayed start to the reading. Yeah, Canada has a coalition government now. That's where it's going. Italy has a coalition now between the centralists and their right-wing party. It's just like no more of this elite, corrupt kind of regimes. We want everyone to have a voice, and so that's why these coalitions are going to be really important. I think UK and Canada, yes, Canada and the UK. What lessons are we going to learn with this model, this new kind of model coming forward? That will be interesting. So I'm going to leave it there, and thank you again for turning up. Thank you for your warm wishes. We are doing better. it's a slow process, but I'll be back again soon. And everybody have a good week. All right. Thanks so much.